If you ain't first, you're last.
And we are dead last. Yes, according to ESPN's power rankings, the Carolina Panthers rank dead last. Dead last. Teams like the Falcons, teams like the Lions, teams like the Jets, Texans, Seahawks, Jaguars, Giants, Bears, all slated to be better than the Carolina Panthers. Now, do I think we're dead last? No, I don't think we're dead last. Do I think we probably deserve to be in the mid to early 20s? Probably. We're not a top 20 team just yet until we see some improvement at the quarterback position and some improvement coaching, right? And until that happens, this is what the league thinks about the Carolina Panthers. I mean, this is no secret. You know, we're homered. Like, we love our team, right? And we see the upside that can potentially be had here. We see how Christian McCaffrey got a good wide receiver core, pretty good defense. And so we see the upside. But the league, from a league perspective, this is what they think about the Carolina Panthers, man. And I'm sure when David Tepper hired Matt Rule, I'm sure in year 3, he didn't envision this. He did not envision us being dead last and getting worse or going sideways for the past 3 years, right? And so this is where we are. This is where we are as an organization, and we have to show improve this year. Now, before we get into the details of this, because I got some more thoughts about this. Before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments. Let me know what's good. But right now, the Carolina Panthers are dead last. All right, dead last. And a couple thoughts on this, because yes, the biggest problem, the biggest question mark is the quarterback position. Are the Panthers settled with the quarterback? The answer is no. Scott Fitterer has said, you know, we'll look to probably add one in free agency. We're probably going to we obviously drafted a guy, Matt Corral, in the 3rd round, and we still have Sam Darnold, and it's an open competition. So if they can improve that position, they're going to look to improve that. And so that's one of the biggest reasons why the Carolina Panthers are dead last. Sam Darnold is who he is. He is not going to improve drastically from where he is. That's just the facts. So that attributes to why we are at the bottom. And I just want to take the time out to I want to shift the conversation to coaching for a second, because Chris Sims, shout out to Chris Sims, and those guys over NBC, they had a quick clip, and I want to go to this clip because they voiced my concerns about adjusting. Right? Let me roll to that.
If the offense stagnates, if you don't build on what you're doing, they're going to figure out what you're doing, and they're going to shut you down. You got to always find a way to stay ahead of the curve. You got to be conscious of your film. You got to self-scout yourself. You got to have quality control. You got to have, and the Panthers, you know, you bring these guys from college, and they don't know that. Matt Rule doesn't know that. Joe Brady doesn't. Well, Joe Brady, arguably, he was with Sean Payton, but how much did
it was
Payton
young,
share
it was
with
young
him?
and quick. Yeah, right.
Yeah, but you know, you're missing some of the nuances, some of the details, and there's only so many hours in the day. But that's how you take it next level. You don't just say, hey, what we did worked the first 3 weeks, let's just keep doing it. You're eventually going to run right into a wall.
100%. That's really what happened in my assessment. And what teams and players are so much smarter. There's no school. They go to the school of football all day long. So when you line up in the same formations and then they see, wait, when they're in this formation, they run 2 or 3 of these plays, the football players in the modern day NFL, the huddle breaks and they're going, oh wait, they're in this formation. Okay, here comes that play, that player, that player. Okay, I'm ready for it. And that's what I saw more than anything, is just total stagnant and creativity as far as the offense is concerned, and the whole league caught on to it in a hurry.
And I think that defense too, the 3-3-5. I mean, at first it's, and if you got great players, it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
but you get benefit from the fact that people really don't know what to do with it, but then they start to figure it out.
Sure.
Like anything else, you have to constantly be evolving and changing and shifting and improving and improving and improving, and you have to stay ahead of what you're showing, and you can't get complacent. You can never be complacent, ever.
Yes, so this exactly explains the problem, right? We did not adjust last year, and yes, we did go out there and we got McAdoo. We got Steve Wilkes. Those guys do have head coaching experience, but they're not head coaches anymore, right? So they weren't that good at it either, right? So we have to show up and improve, right? And so at the end of the day, this is what the league thinks of the Carolina Panthers. And it's kind of rightfully so. I mean, obviously, we think we're going to be better than 32. We think we're better than 32. I know we're better than 32. We're not the worst team in the league. It's not going to happen. We're not going to be the worst team in the league. There's too much upside, too much young talent on this roster that needs to be coached. And if we are dead last, obviously heads are going to roll. But we're not the worst team in the league. And for me, we know how we have the brand plastered everywhere, all over the stadium, the brand. This is what should be plastered all over the stadium. This right here, dead last ESPN Power Rankings. I will have this in every player's locker room. This is what the league thinks of y'all. This is what the league thinks of the Carolina Panthers. So y'all got to show up every week, week in, week out. Y'all got to show up and show and prove that we better than 32. This is what should be plastered on every single locker room. Show up, show out every week. You got to prove. You got to prove that you're better than dead last. And I think we are. I really think we are. Coaching aside, I think we're better than this, and I think we're going to be better than dead last. That being said, make sure y'all get in the comments. Let me know y'all thoughts. Are we dead last? Where do you rank us? I want to know where y'all will rank the Carolina Panthers. All right? Like, subscribe, notification bell. I'm out.